Welcome to the deep dive. Imagine this for a second. What if a simple feeling, something like appreciation, could fundamentally reshape your brain?
Yeah, literally change its structure, its circuitry.
Exactly. That's the really intriguing idea we're diving into today. Our deep dive is into the neuroscience of gratitude.
Mm,
We're exploring how just the act of giving thanks, actually rewires our emotional responses and how it can strengthen our capacity for joy.
it's a fascinating area, isn't it, where this old wisdom meets cutting-edge science.
Right,
And for
right.
this deep dive, we've pulled together insights from, well, quite a stack of sources. We've got neuroscience studies, positive psychology research,
Yeah.
even some ancient wisdom traditions.
Absolutely. And our mission here is to really extract the most important insights. We want to help you understand not just what happens in your brain when you practice gratitude,
Uh-huh.
but why it matters so much, why it impacts your daily life, your relationships, your, overall well-being.
Okay, so where do we start? Defining it.
Let's do that. Before we jump into the brain stuff, let's clarify what we actually mean by gratitude.
Good idea.
So, from a positive psychology angle, researchers like Emmons, McCullough, Seligman, they define it pretty simply. It's about appreciating the good things.
Right. Focusing on what you have received, maybe, rather than what's missing.
Exactly. It's a deliberate shift in perspective, really.
And the, let's call them general benefits of that shift, they're pretty well documented.
Yeah, I think most people have heard some of these.
Probably. Research, like the stuff highlighted by Harvard Health, shows these strong links. Gratitude and more happiness, more optimism, even things like better sleep.
Stronger social bonds, too, right?
Yes, absolutely. Stronger social connections, those are the benefits many are kind of aware of.
But this is where the neuroscience adds this, well, profound twist, I think. Beyond those known benefits, science is showing something deeper, that gratitude physically changes the brain itself.
That's the really exciting part.
Yeah. We're talking about activating reward circuits, calming down stress centers.
And actually reshaping brain structure through neuroplasticity.
Precisely.
Yeah, sources like Integrity Psych, PositivePsychology.com, Nuvance Health, ENO, they all point towards this. It's not just, a fleeting good mood.
Yeah.
It's a profound biological process. It leaves a lasting imprint, literally rewiring how you experience the world.
Okay, so how does that actually work inside our heads? What are these brain regions doing when we feel, genuinely grateful?
Well, when you experience real gratitude, specific brain regions light up. You see activity in areas we could call the brain's empathy and emotional regulation centers.
Like which ones specifically?
So the medial prefrontal cortex, the MPFC, and the anterior cingulate cortex, or ACC, these help us make sense of social situations, meaning, and manage our emotions.
Okay, so processing feelings and connections with others. Makes sense.
Exactly. And at the same time, the brain's whole reward system kicks into high gear.
Ah, the pleasure center.
Right. This involves areas like the VTA, the ventral striatum, responsible for feelings of motivation, joy. When that activates, it releases dopamine.
Dopamine, the feel-good chemical.
That's the one. It creates that pleasurable feeling,
Yeah.
but importantly, it also reinforces the gratitude habit. It basically encourages you to seek out that feeling again.
So it's like a positive feedback loop. The brain said, yeah, that felt good. Let's do more of that.
Precisely. A powerful loop.
Yeah.
And that doesn't stop there.
Oh.
The brain's stress and memory hubs, the amygdala and the hippocampus. They're also deeply involved.
Okay, how so?
Well, their activity helps gratitude reduce cortisol. That's our main stress hormone.
Right.
It helps regulate anxiety, and it even helps consolidate positive memories. Makes it easier to recall the good stuff later on.
Wow. So not just feeling good now, but literally helping manage stress and improving our memory for positive things.
Right.
That's incredible.
It really is.
And you mentioned neuroplasticity earlier, that amazing ability of the brain to change. How does consistent gratitude practice lead to those lasting changes?
Right, so consistent practice, like, say, keeping a gratitude journal, this can lead to some pretty remarkable lasting changes in the brain structure.
Like actual physical changes.
Yes. It can actually increase gray matter, increase neuron density in the prefrontal cortex.
That part responsible for.
For emotional regulation, decision-making, focus, all those higher-level functions. So this isn't just a temporary mood boost. It's a structural transformation over time.
So practicing gratitude regularly can literally strengthen the parts of our brain that help us manage emotions and make better choices. Wow.
That's neuroplasticity in action.
Hmm.
And there's more. Brainwave studies show that gratitude aligns with specific brain rhythms.
Oh, interesting. Like what?
Like alpha waves, they're associated with relaxed alertness.
Yeah.
Theta waves, which you see in like meditative focus, and even gamma waves.
Gamma. What are those linked to?
Higher order thinking,
Yep.
integrating different pieces of information across the brain. It suggests gratitude promotes this optimal integrated state of brain function.
Fascinating. Okay, so beyond these internal brain changes, how does gratitude affect how we interact with the world, like emotional regulation and maybe generosity?
Good question. Gratitude definitely helps dampen stress responses. It does this partly by activating the hypothalamus and calming down the body's sympathetic arousal, the fight or flight system.
Okay, so it helps us stay calmer under pressure.
Exactly. But what's also really striking, and some research from Vox points this out, is the impact on generosity.
Generosity? How?
Well, studies show that people who regularly practice gratitude, maybe through journaling, tend to become more altruistic. Their brains actually start to value giving more than receiving.
That's a huge shift, isn't it? From focusing on getting things to finding pleasure in, well, giving back.
It's a profound shift.
It's just incredible how this cutting-edge science seems to echo, ancient insights. Which brings me to something like 1 Thessalonians 5.0's. In everything, give thanks. How do these modern discoveries align with that kind of age-old wisdom?
It's illuminating how seamlessly they do align. That ancient text, it frames gratitude not just as like a passing feeling,
Right.
but as a deliberate stance,
Yeah.
an ongoing practice, even when things are tough.
And positive psychology seems to back that up.
It really knows.
Yeah.
It reinforces this idea by describing gratitude as choosing to notice what is going well, even when you're facing adversity.
So it's not about putting on rose-tinted glasses or ignoring pain, is it? It's more about choosing a specific lens.
Exactly. It's a conscious choice. And research shows that people who consistently, count their blessings, they report greater life satisfaction, even when circumstances are objectively difficult. It's not about denying suffering, but finding a way to integrate it with this overarching sense of thankfulness.
And the neuroscience we've been talking about really hammers that home, doesn't it? Showing how that chosen perspective can literally change our neural pathways.
Absolutely. The neuroscience shows that training your brain towards gratitude actually rewires how you respond to situations.
Softens the reaction to negativity, builds resilience.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It can soften that neural reactivity to negative things and strengthen resilience. Again, gratitude doesn't mean pretending pain isn't there. It helps create an interpretive lens, a way to perceive opportunities for growth, for possibility, even in really challenging times.
It's just so powerful seeing the science validate what faith and wisdom traditions have suggested for, well, centuries. And it's not just abstract, right? This has real impact. Let me share a really compelling story. It's about Dr. Glenn Fox.
Ah, yes, the neuroscientist who studies gratitude.
That's him. He faced this incredibly personal challenge. His mother, who actually practiced gratitude journaling herself.
Oh, wow.
She passed away just before Thanksgiving back in 2013.
Oh, that must have been incredibly difficult, especially for someone studying emotion and grief in the brain.
Right. He was understandably overwhelmed by grief, and he decided to apply his own research to his healing.
So he started practicing gratitude himself.
He did a daily practice, just writing down small things he appreciated, simple things.
And what happened?
Over weeks, months, he noticed it. A reduction in his stress, a real improvement in his emotional regulation.
That's amazing. And did his research back that up?
It did. What's truly remarkable is that his personal experience was confirmed by his scientific work. Gratitude literally changed how his brain processed grief.
Oh, so?
It calmed down the areas tied to emotional distress, and it reactivated those reward circuits we talked about.
Wow.
So his practice didn't just help him heal personally, it actually deepened his scientific understanding of gratitude's transformative power.
That's such a powerful testament, isn't it? To the brain's capacity for change, for healing through something like gratitude.
It really is. So, okay, we have all this knowledge, this science, these stories. What can you, listening right now, actually do? How do we apply this?
Great question. Let's make it practical. For individuals, one of the most researched practices is gratitude journaling.
Right. We mentioned that. How often is best?
Well, studies suggest that maybe just once or twice a week is often more effective than daily.
Really? Why is that?
To prevent it from feeling, routine or like a chore. Keeps it fresh. And just listing people, events, things you're thankful for, it boosts happiness, optimism, even encourages physical activity, apparently.
That sounds incredibly doable. What else? Any other ways to express it?
Definitely. Another really powerful one is writing. and if possible, actually delivering a gratitude letter or visit.
To someone you haven't properly thanked.
Exactly. The impact can be significant. A big boost in happiness right away, and the effects can linger for months.
Wow.
And one more for individuals. Don't forget self-gratitude.
Thanking yourself.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Acknowledging your own worth, your growth, your strengths. It can really reduce self-criticism and build self-compassion, which is huge for mental health. Turning that thankful lens inward sometimes.
That's a really important reminder. Okay, what about for groups? Educators, parents, professionals, teams.
Yeah, for groups, think about shared rituals, like a gratitude jar.
How does that work?
Simple. Family members or students in the class, maybe colleagues, they write down things they're grateful for on little notes and put them in a jar. Then maybe you read some out loud periodically.
Ah, I like that.
It builds connection. It activates those empathy circuits we talked about, enhances resilience and social safety within the group. It fosters collective well-being.
That's a beautiful way to bring it into a shared space. And what about, say, planning events, holidays, work appreciation things?
Good point. When planning celebrations, try focusing on experiential over material things.
Shared experiences rather than stuff.
Exactly. Shared experiences tend to promote more enduring gratitude and trigger those neural rewards more effectively than just, acquiring possessions. It shifts the focus to connection shared moments. The brain seems to value that more deeply.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, it's clear these practices can have these powerful ripple effects. If we zoom out just a bit, what does this look like in different real-world settings, say schools?
Yeah, the impact can be profound. In education, for teachers and parents, even just starting the day by having students share one thing they're thankful for. It helps develop emotional vocabulary, empathy, attention.
And the neuroscience backs this up.
It does. Activating those emotional regulation centers, the ACC, the MPFC, it strengthens focus. It helps build more resilient learners. It's not just a feel-good activity. It's actually building cognitive and emotional skills.
So it genuinely helps kids learn and grow, builds that capacity for resilience.
Got it.
What about in the workplace? For professionals, teams?
In workplaces, simple things like brief gratitude circles, maybe at the start of a meeting, or even just weekly emails sharing appreciation. These can lead to stronger team cohesion.
More trust, better productivity.
Absolutely. Increased trust, improved productivity. When you lower cortisol levels and boost things like oxytocin and dopamine, people collaborate better. They communicate more openly, feel more motivated. It fosters a much more positive and, frankly, effective environment.
That's a clear win-win for any team. Okay, and finally, back in our homes, for individuals and families.
At home, things like evening gratitude sharing around the dinner table, or using those gratitude jars we mentioned, it fosters family bonding. It teaches kids emotional awareness from a young age.
Instills good habits.
Exactly. Lifelong habits of noticing blessings. These little things, sometimes called gratitude snacks, small daily practices, they align with these big studies showing the significantly increased joy globally. Simple, but incredibly effective for building well-being and stronger family connections.
This all sounds incredibly positive, and, well, it is. But it feels important to approach gratitude with some balance, right? Are there any potential pitfalls, things to be mindful of?
That's a really crucial point, yes. We definitely need to caution against what some call the gratitude trap.
The gratitude trap. What's that?
It's where people start to feel guilt or obligation, maybe pressure to feel grateful instead of genuine appreciation. Gratitude has to be authentic. It really can't be coerced or forced. It just loses its power if it feels like something you should do rather than something you genuinely feel. It needs to come from a real place.
That makes total sense. It shouldn't feel like another item on the to-do list. And what about frequency? We touched on journaling.
Right. Again, studies suggest that sometimes over-frequent journaling can make it lose its novelty. Doing it, say, once or twice a week might be more impactful for some than daily lists. It lets the practice feel fresh and meaningful, not like a routine, quality over quantity maybe.
So depth and intention matter more than just checking a box every single day.
Got it. And finally, just to be crystal clear, this isn't about forced positivity, is it? We're not saying ignore real problems or suppress difficult emotions.
Not at all. Absolutely not. It's so important to clarify that. Practicing gratitude is not about ignoring or pushing down real struggles or genuine negative emotions.
So how does it fit with challenges? It's more about integration. Integrating those challenging experiences with an overarching sense of thanksgiving where possible. It means acknowledging the difficulties, feeling the pain, but also choosing to find aspects to appreciate alongside it. Maybe lessons learned, maybe glimmers of hope, maybe the support you received. It's a holistic view, definitely not a denial of reality.
Okay. That distinction feels really important. So, as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the core message, the key takeaway?
Well, to recap, I think the main thing is that gratitude is so much more than just, good manners or pleasant feeling. It's actually a powerful form of brain training.
Brain training. I like that.
It really has the capacity to fundamentally rewire our emotional responses, cultivate more joy, and strengthen our relationships. And it does this on a deep biological level. It creates lasting positive change.
That's such a powerful idea to leave with. So whether you're an educator, a parent, a professional leading a team, or just an individual navigating your own life, we really encourage you to consider adopting some kind of gratitude ritual. It could be journaling, like we said, or a letter, a shared family moment, maybe just a quiet moment of reflection each day, something small.
And perhaps linking this back to the bigger picture. Consider again that ancient wisdom. In everything, give thanks. It feels like both a prescription and maybe a promise.
How so?
Well, as neuroscience is increasingly showing us, Thanksgiving can literally reshape the brain, strengthening those pathways for joy and resilience. And as faith traditions have affirmed for millennia, it can profoundly renew the heart.
So maybe a final thought for everyone listening. How might these insights challenge you? How might they challenge you to see even difficult situations through a slightly different lens, to perhaps look for growth or possibility even when things are tough?
Something definitely worth mulling over.
Indeed. Something to think about as you go about your day. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the neuroscience of gratitude.